So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys just wanted the theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
I even want Martha here, so I watched Wild Robot. Kind of wish I watched, like, back when I watched stupid Joker 2, I kind of wish I watched this one instead, because man, was a lot better. Too bad I didn't get to see this one in theaters, because man, it was good. I got to watch it nonetheless. I watched it on digital. This one was a little bit like Iron Robot, but not really. I could see some differences from it, because unlike Iron Giant, this movie had no, I don't think this movie really had humans in it. So, well, like a hurricane hit a plane, I'm guessing, and dropped a whole bunch of robots in the wilderness. And the robot, whose name was Roz, and she doesn't know where her new tax is now she's in the middle of nowhere, and she's to figure out every single animal species language, because at first she could not understand them. She sees a bunch of otters at first, so like I would say like a couple weeks later, after she learns how to speak all the animals' languages, she goes talks to a possum. She talks to a couple people and say that she's the talks to animals and say she's a monster. Eventually she falls on top of a bird's nest with seagulls, accidentally kills the mom and the other birds, but only the runt survives. We have a fox whose name is Flick, and wants to eat the egg and tries to escape, and then lands on a porcupine, and Roz saves him by taking off all the needles. Then the egg hatches and we find out it's a seagull, a geese, who his name is Bright Bill later on. And eventually she's trying to figure out what her new tax is, and she runs into a possum who tells her that you have to be its mother, because now it's imprinted on you and it thinks you're its mom. And I do like this one joke that she says that I have to take care of my 5, because now one, then because we hear off screen that one gets killed. It's pretty funny. Like, we don't see it happen, we just know it happened. So her new task is to teach Bright Bill how to fly, but first feed it, teach how to swim, and then teach how to fly. Then the Flick comes back, decided to help him in the best way a fox can, even though a fox can't fly. They teach him how to swim, but I do like a couple of times that he keeps like kicking the birds. This is how I learned. He kicks him to the water like his mom did. They tell him stories, and Flick tells him not to tell Brightbeak how Roz came to find him, that he accidentally killed, the robot accidentally killed her family, killed Brightbeak's family. But I would say about, he's now old enough to learn how to fly, he's trying to learn how to swim, he acts a little bit like the robot does here, and he runs into a bunch of other geese, and kind of treat him like the ugly duckling at this moment, except for they're actually geese, not ducks, because they're teasing him and saying, they are actually telling him the truth that Roz killed his family. And there is another, they do meet like a hawk, who is, now I'm gonna tell you some of the voices in here. We got Vic Ramps, who plays Thunder. I think who plays the Hawk. Mark Campbell we see a couple times plays Thorin the Bear. We got another Goose that's older, played by Bill Knightley, and Kit Connor, who plays Brightbeak, and Pedro Pascal plays Flick, and Roz is played by Zula Lolo. Hopefully I can say her name right, but make sure to put down the actors and actresses' names by them. I'm sorry for pronouncing them wrong. So when Brightbeak finally learns how to fly after being taught by Hawk, and a beaver comes over and fixes the robot's leg by bringing like a piece of wood because its leg broke or placed it that way. Long Neck allows it to take Brightbeak with them when they leave that for winter to migrate. Brightbeak wonders, are you still going to be here? Because Roz, there we had. So after that winter comes, Roz thinks she has to go back to the factory where she was. She tries to call them. Then she changes her mind because she wants to be with the animals and be there when Brightbill comes back. Because now she loves him, even though she's not able to love. They ends up being too hard for the geese to fly soon, and they land inside of near where Ross's factory is. And I do like I don't know, because this movie doesn't really tell you when this movie takes place, but we see them fly over the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you notice, the Golden Gate Bridge is underwater, so somehow at least part of California is underwater. So, yep, that's like the closest thing you get to like a time period. And the not too distant future! Probably a really far future. We see how the robots are supposed to behave, and they alert them when Brightbeak thinks one of them is Roz to the other ones, and Longneck tells Brightbill that he's in charge to get everybody else out of there, since he's been around these things, been around one whole his life. He knows how to get away from it. Longneck ends up sacrificing himself to the one more advanced robots. While Brightbeak's trying to help the other geese survive, Ross is helping all the animals who stay to hibernate survive, because there's a very long, hard snowstorm back at the forest, and Flick and her already are inside the shelter that she built for him and Brightbill, and I think it's and it reminds me kind of what she does here. It kind of reminds me a little bit more Noah's Ark. She goes around and finds all the animals that used to be afraid of her, that stayed behind, they're not birds, and bring them to her shelter. And she tells them, I'm going to go to sleep. None of you guys are allowed to kill each other, basically. And we have the Mark Campbell bear yell at them. Or one of the possums also say, quiet! The jerk has to speak. Which is Flick. And he says, you guys are lucky to be alive. I would have let you out there to freeze. But this robot here saved you, even though you guys been treating her like a monster. So yeah. And they have to stay in there until it's now spring, and all the geese and hawks come back, and Roz is wondering, and then Brightbill wonders where Roz is. We find out Longneck is dead here, and Flick goes and hugs Brightbill, thinking that Roz is there, but she realizes that all the geese have accepted Brightbill because he helped them get out of the robots were, and became a leader, even though he was a runt. And he decides to go back, and this where we have, I guess, the bad guy of the show comes, which is Viros, who does reminds you a little bit of never the bad guy from Wall-E. Kind of reminds me of that guy. Wants to help him take him back to the factory and study him, and also take back his memories. And she ends up accidentally starting a forest fire, and they ask the beaver, who was during this whole entire movie trying to get through this very thick old tree, and all the other animals have been laughing at him. And they're gonna use this tree to put out the fire because it's big enough to make a big enough splash to put out the fire of the forest. And that's what they end up doing. And they also end up saving, and Brightbeat goes and saves Raz. And this is when he realizes that they're going to keep on coming back to take her. And so she has to go with them when they come back and get them after they kill the bad guy. So she wants to go back with them to protect her friends, so they would not have it. They won't have to worry about fighting this thing off again, since it already did cause a forest fire. And she promised him that they're not going to take away her memories, and somehow she's able to still remember him, and that's how the movie ends. So I did like it. We find another winter comes, and Bright Bill finds her, and she still remembers him. Finds Roz, and like I said, she still remembers him. And I did like it. It's a really good movie. I'm probably gonna give it like a 9 out of 10. Really wish I saw this one in theaters. It was really good. So I'll see you guys later. Like, here, and subscribe. And when it comes to picking a robot and a clown, pick the robot. Bye bye.